Hello and welcome back to Oxygen Not Included, or Let's Play Series, Episode 78. Let's get right back to it. Okay, so we have our telescopes finishing up the last of our object analysis, and we are then going to start working on our internal silo. That's the goal for this run. A nice internal silo bay here. And to that end, I'm going to try and improve the pathing. That way they can get up here a little bit faster and get work done. We can also just improve the priority. But I'm not in a rush because I also kind of want to work on our steam generation setup while we're at it. So, generating steam is not that hard. And I think one of the tricks, though, is that as you're generating steam, you could also be using that effort to do something else. And namely, you can use it to generate liquid oxygen, which is going to be important for the next step of the play, right? In space, liquid oxygen is going to be part of your next sort of fuel solution past steam, and eventually you need to go past steam because you will not have the insufficient resources, natural gas, pipe blocked. What is going on here? Because this isn't powered. Not that it's really necessary, because this isn't running. This is all natural gas at this point, right? This is all natural gas. We can just delete this. Let's deconstruct this and get this pipe just going straight into here. Sounds like a plan. Not that matters because these need coolant. Let's crank this up a little bit as well. Turning our sand into glass. We do not have much sand left. We have a ton of regolith. We have 360 tons of regolith. What did we make this out of? Igneous rock. That sounds right. And let's just hook this up. And we can deconstruct this. And we can deconstruct this. Alright. Let's go ahead and crank this up a little bit. Okay. So, we do want to pump some more coolant into here eventually. It could just come from here. We could in fact just pipe it along this way. That would work. This cooling system is not entirely necessary at this point. So what we could do is actually just branch off from this cooling system. Alright, this is all nice and frosty, and that's nice, but we don't have any plastics running. Not having this coolant system run out would be nice. We also just want to get rid of this overflow. A lot of reasons to dump a lot of stuff into here. So, we'll work on that. We'll work on something else. Our critters are all fed and at this point cramped, I presume. Yeah, they're all pretty cramped. 7 out of 6, 3 out of 6, 5 out of 6, 7 out of 6. We could turn auto wrangling back on, but I'm pretty sure they're just all going to fill up pretty quickly here. Alright. Let's go ahead and dig out this. I think just letting them build this for a while is going to be a good idea. We can close off this area with window as soon as these are done. We'll just wait. Once we have all the asteroids analyzed, we don't really care about these very much anymore. Or keeping this area clear. That'll help us out a little bit as well. How are we doing here? Great. Let's go ahead and deconstruct this as well. And in fact, this entire ventilation line can be deconstructed. We can go ahead and disable this building. Don't really need it anymore. Alright. Perfect. Digging out through here. We'll stick with granite tile for the moment. and just run it across like so. Telescopes are done with their latest find. And we just have one left. Alright. Last one for our telescopes. And I think I want to focus on building out this and starting our rocket, but also maybe just working on the steam generation and how this is going to work. So, there are going to be a few tricks to getting this steam working. Because I also want to be capturing the heat from here. And that's, I think, what's going to make this a little bit more complicated of a system than it necessarily has to be. Normally we just have two chambers, one in which I would have my liquid oxygen set up, and the other one in which I would have my thermal regulators, slowly turning water into steam. And it's really just a matter of setting up your sensors so that you are pulling out steam when you want to, pulling out liquid oxygen when you want to, and putting in new oxygen and new water when you want to. Once you kind of have that set up, then the system will just automate and regulate itself pretty easily. Insufficient resources, iron ore. Okay, we can just dig out some more of that. That's not a problem. We have a pretty good amount of iron ore just sitting around the map at this point, I'm pretty sure. This whole area here is iron ore. We'll go ahead and deconstruct this. Any other iron ore we want to grab? Easy iron ore. Where are you at? Here's a bunch. We'll grab that before we grab the other part. Let's improve the priority of that a little bit. Yeah, so let's improve the priority of this quite a bit. Iron ore, iron ore, iron ore. Are we actually low on iron ore? It's pretty crazy to me. I guess there's big chunks of it. They're just in somewhat inconvenient locations. This area would work. Like so. You dig out this as well. Alright. Cool. That should help us out with our iron issues for the moment. Any of this we see we'll also dig out. And, I mean, we could dig out this before we wall it off. I don't really care that much. Okay. So, where are we at? These are about to finish. We really just want to focus on getting this stuff all done. I think that is the plan. Could also be capping this natural gas geyser and using it for something, but I don't have anything I particularly need at the moment. So let's hold off on that. Alright. It's really just going to be a matter of making everything else a little bit more efficient. Jobs mastered. What do we have mastered? Banhee can be a plumber now. Perfect. Let's improve the priority of this as well. Just improve the priority of all the things that are important here. Oh, we forgot to replace this, didn't we? Okay. Airflow tiles. We'll try gold amalgam, I suppose. Like so. We finally finished this over here. Let's go ahead then and tile off like this. In preparation for digging out this oil part. These hookups are made. We'll probably need to have an episode where we just go through and change the priorities of all our stuff. Fix it to be more in tune with the times. We're stacking up a lot of meat, which will be nice for when we need to reduce stress. New dupes available. What do we got? None of them have what we want. Get out of here. This is her mastering that. Perfect. Okay. So. Oxygen all filled up. Hatch ranches all filled up. We have spare room in our bedrooms. Our oxygen situation is good. We can clean up this area, I suppose. That is one thing to work on. Let's just go through, deconstruct all these unneeded tiles and whatnot. Deconstruct this deodorizer. Deconstruct this deodorizer. Tile, granite. Just set ourselves up a little room right here. And go ahead and dig out any and all of this. What else? What else? Let's set this to be a little bit higher. Less people working on that. Our schedule has 3 blocks of downtime per person. That's fine. We'll stick with that. This is fine on water. These can all be demoted in priority. These are 3s. Yeah, let's put these at 3s. Priority 3. Don't want you guys really working on oxygen that we don't necessarily need. How are we doing temperature-wise? Some hot spots. Largely owing to the storage that we put here, plus the 40-degree water coming into here, which is slowly equalizing with this 19-degree water. This is fine. We're mostly temperate. Igneous rock. Is there anything else in here that's hot? Not really. 33 degrees, perfectly fine. Alright, this is all good. How are we coming along up here? Finally got through this. Let's dig out this. And I suppose just ladder our way up. That way we can work on this side as well. Alright. Slowly making progress. I kind of want to wall this area in. That way I can vacuum it out before I deal with this. This is all just oxygen at this point anyways. Most of the hydrogen's been pushed up. We can wall in this area if we need to. If we feel compelled to. Okay. It's mainly just waiting for the ceramic. We're going to say priority 6 all through here. Priority 6 all through here. So our telescopes are all done. Is there anything left to analyze? Nope, we are good. So we are ready to just say, how about windowing off these last couple areas, and we'll just let Regolith pile up here and not really care. Get this iron while we can. And get this. How's our cooling going? This is down to 40 degrees. That's perfect. Let's go ahead and throttle back this. 100 grams per second is good. Our plumbing is slowly cooling everything down. This area is quite hot, but we have our insulation up. Okay. So heat-wise, oxygen-wise, everything-wise, really, I think we're doing just fine. I think we're pretty much set on a lot of the stuff that we're going to be working on. We'll have to go through and dig this out eventually when we get back into our space shenanigans. But for now I want to build the rocket. I want to build our little steam room here. So we're going to have a large reservoir underneath here, which is going to be filled with water. And that water could potentially turn to steam. And we want to capture the heat from that and help generate more steam from that. Building entombment, space scanner, sounds about right. We'll go ahead and dig that out. And I think while we're at it, we're just going to set up a couple bunker tiles right up here. Put these at priority 8. They're unreachable for now, but once this closes back up, we'll be good. Just to prevent this thing from being entombed. Not that it really matters, but this is unreachable because of these issues over here. Sure. Go ahead and dig out this then. They can't reach it from here? That's interesting. Sure. This is all kind of just venting right now. They'll finish this up, though. Alright. Great. So that's coming along. And yeah, it's mainly just a matter of waiting. Waiting for stuff to get done. We kind of want to fix our transportation system a little bit, but it's not that important. These metal refineries are going. They're really going to just be limited by the amount of eggs that we can get. Maybe it's time to crack open some cold ones with the boys. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. So let's go ahead and say, grab ourselves some stone hatchling eggs. Grab a dozen of these bad boys. And crack them up. Get ourselves that eggshell. Produce more steel. All that good stuff. I think the other matter that we want to interest ourselves in is maybe linking up these cooling systems. That way this pump can start filling out these areas over here. It's not that huge, but it would be nice. Or we could just have it come directly from here, but I don't think I want to. Yeah, I think that's what we work on next. So let's go ahead and dig ourselves out some space here. And we might need to build a little bit of scaffolding, which would be fine. Say scaffolding right here. Is that enough? Maybe some right here as well. We're letting some of these cold biomes kind of go to waste. Just letting them die off, but that's fine. This is at a 7. These need a little bit more oxygen. Yep, Slickster's struggling. This is the battery. Alright. Nothing much to do but sit and wait for everything to finish. That's the truth of it. We can sweep up stuff, but I don't really care too much at this point. Oh, we do want to have this system running, I suppose. Generating a little bit more oxygen is a good idea. So let's go ahead and Gas pipe, igneous rock. Look this back up again. Job mastery. What do we have? What do we have? Nicola and May. May gets to be a plumber now. And Nicola. Architect is good. Alright, so things to work on in the future. Number one, changing our space area now that we have the telescope work done. Basically setting up solar panels, coolant loops, kind of our in-game stuff in this area is one of the things to work on. Finishing up this rocket silo, another big thing to work on. We can go ahead and deconstruct this. We'll deconstruct this with a high priority because I kind of want to set up my next piece of scaffolding here. And let's also just start digging out all this. Great. So that's another thing to work on, getting this silo well built. Getting our steam/liquid oxygen built is another high priority. We can cap this natural gas geyser. I'm not sure what we would use it for now. Likewise, there's a cool steam vent right here that we could potentially use along with these anti-entropy thermonullifiers. But I just have so much coolant at this point because of these cool slush geysers that utilizing those isn't really that important right now. It's just not really a priority. But we're going to fix this up a little bit and start building our rocket out here. Training is another thing that I need to be thinking about. We want to start training up our boy Stinky to work as an astronaut. That's going to be another priority. Other things include... None of them have what I want. Get out of here. Other things I think would include rearranging our industrial zone since we no longer really need the plastic. And we're more concerned with just taking this coolant and pumping it up top for use in all the stuff that we're going to do there. We're kind of working on that in that we're digging out this whole area and we're going to basically just take a pipe and run it across over here to our coolant area. Anything else we want to work on? I guess new slickster pens would be a good idea. These slicksters are fine. They're a little glum because they haven't been groomed, because I haven't been pumping oxygen in here very reliably. But we have so much coal, it's really just a matter of having them go and deliver this coal. I guess automation is also another top priority, because that can give us some more dupe hours to work with, as opposed to having them run around and do various things. They'll... How hot is this place getting? Pretty hot. So yeah, I think that's what's on the docket, and we'll start work on that in the next episode.